A very happy day, students. We are going to start a new lesson today. Lesson 4 from Geography, Migration and Urbanization. Okay, so this is the picture you have in the book. The learning objectives. We are going to learn about meaning, causes and consequences of migration. We are going to learn about causes and sequences of migration and its meaning. To know the types of migration, the various types of migration we are going to learn from this lesson, to describe the concept of urbanization later, and to learn the origin and growth of urbanization, to understand the problems of urbanization. So this is the lesson we are going to learn. Yes, introduction. So in introduction they have given a small story like incident. Okay, there are two students, Rajesh and Suresh. They were very new to the class, to the school, and they were allotted in section A, 8th standard, as you all. Okay, the class teacher is welcoming the students here. The teacher is asking the students to introduce themselves. Okay, to introduce themselves to everybody, as you all do in the very first class, isn't it? Okay, as they are introducing themselves, so first Rajesh and Suresh, they were sitting in the second bench. Okay. So first Rajesh turn came. So Rajesh introduced himself. So he told, I am Rajesh. As my mother has been transferred to the school, we migrated from Chennai to Krishnagiri. So he is telling his mother got transferred from Chennai to Krishnagiri. So they have migrated from Chennai to Krishnagiri, and he is here in the school, he is telling. Okay, next Suresh turn came. So what Suresh told? He told that he introduced himself as his name. Okay, and he told, I am Suresh coming from the village called Pudupatti, which is just 5 kilometers away from the school. So as the students were introducing themselves, other students started to ask the teacher to explain the meaning of migration. So that is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Migration. We are going to see what is the meaning for migration. Yes. Migration has been defined differently by different experts. So different experts, scholars, they have defined migration in a different ways. In general, migration is defined as the permanent or semi-permanent change of residence of any individual or group of people over a significant distance. So what is migration? Migration is defined as what? Permanent or semi-permanent change of residence. Resident means our house, changing our house from one place to another place. Okay, that is called as residence. So others used to ask you, where are you residing? Where are you staying? So, or where is your house? Like that, right? Okay, so it is a semi-permanent or permanent change of residence of an individual. If an individual can change the place, or as a family, as a group of people, they can change the house from one place to another. Okay, that is called as what? Migration. So the term migration refers to the movement of people from one place to another. The movement of people from one place to another is called as what? Migration. Got it? Yes. Next. So this is migration picture they have given, just the people, they're migrating from one place to another place carrying all their luggages in the boat. Okay. Yes. United Nations Organization definition. So this is the migration definition from United Nations Organization. Migration is a form of geographical mobility of population between a geographical unit of another, generally involving a permanent change of residence. So what United Nations Organization defines? Migration is a form of geographical mobility, changing their place from one region to another region, or one part of the place to another part of the place. Okay, of population between a geographical unit to another, generally involving a permanent change of residence. Next, say migration. One of the most important aspects of social science is human migration. So, human migration we are going to see. It has maintained a close relation with mankind from its earliest stage. So, migration has maintained a very close relation with mankind from its earliest stage. Migration is one of the most important dynamic human activities from the very beginning of human life. So, migration acts as a very important human activity. During the early days, people moved from one place to another place in search of food. So, in early ages, we have seen old Stone Age, New Stone Age, we saw. Okay, the people they moved from one place to another place in search of food for the purpose of hunting, for taking vegetables, grass, fruits. Okay, they moved from one place to another place in search of food only. Later, what happened? Yes, when most of the people ceased to live in forest and adopted civilized life, they developed relationship with domesticated animals and fertile land. So when people started to adopt the civilized life is in nothing but in Tamil they say Nagariga Varkai. Okay, Nagarigama Vada Aramicha Peraga. Okay, they started to have a good relationship with humans and a good relationship with domesticated animals. They started to grow domesticated animals. Okay, and they got good relationship with the fertile land where they started to cultivate for their own food. As a result, mobility of mankind changed considerably. Okay, they almost left the nomadic life and started to live in permanent settlements. So they left the nomadic life, okay, and they started to live a permanent settlement. Yes, at this stage, people continue to move from one region to another in search of fertile land for cultivation. When they started to do the cultivation, they were searching for the fertile land. So, for that purpose, they started to move from one place to another place. Afterwards, the nature of mobility frequently changed over a period of time. So, this is a picture from page 113 in your book. So, two factors, reasons for migration. One is pull factor, another one is push factor. So, we are going to learn what it is. Okay. So, pull factor, healthcare, peace, education, money, food, city life and employment. So, all these things pulling the people. Okay. So, that is called as what? Pull factor. So, many would have been migrated from village to the city. For what purpose? They have migrated from village to city for good health, for peaceful life, for education because they get good education in city life, isn't it? For the money, for the purpose of good job and employment purpose, to have good food, to have a well city life. For this purpose, they have been pulled, they have been forced to go to the city life. Let a push factor. For what purpose the people are migrating from one place to another place? For push factor is nothing but climatic disaster. Climatic disaster, unprofitable farming, war, poverty. So these are the reasons why the people migrate themselves from one place to another place. Next. Now we are going to see factors of migration. So what are the factors of migration? So there are a number of factors which are responsible for the migration of human population. These factors can be grouped under the heads of favorable and unfavorable factors. Favorable and unfavorable factors. First one, what is favorable factor? Which attract people towards a location or called pull factor. Just before we saw pull factor, push factor. So, pull factor is otherwise called as what? Favorable factor. Next one, unfavorable factor, which make the people to move out from a location, or called what? Push factor. So, the push factor makes the people to move out from the location. If there is continuous war, or if there is continuous climatic disaster happening in that place, or if there is continuous unprofit happening in the farming or agriculture for them, or if they are suffering from the poverty, that situation makes them to move from that place to the better place. Okay, that is called as what? Push factor. These kind of situations are pushing them from that place to another place for the purpose of migration. The various causes which are responsible for human migration is categorized under 5 groups. How many groups? 5 groups. What are they? First one, we are going to see one by one. The first one is ecological or natural causes of migration. What is ecological or natural causes of migration? The causes operate under this category are natural ones. They include volcanic eruption, earthquake, flood, drought, etc. These events force the people to leave their native place and settle in a new areas. The conditions like the availability of water resources, areas free from hazards, pollution, etc. attract the migrants. So, what they are telling in this paragraph? These kind of natural cause of migration includes what? Volcanic eruption, earthquake, flood, drought. If these kind of incidents or events happening continuously in the same area, these events will force the people to leave that place. Okay. For example, if you are living in a place where you get continuous disasters, continuous flood, continuous drought, okay, continuous earthquake, will you stay in that place? No. What you will think? You will think that we have to go from this place to in search of a better place, isn't it? So, like that, these kind of events, that is volcanic eruption, earthquake, flood, drought, etc., these events will force the people to leave the native place and to settle down in a new area. The conditions like availability of water resources, areas free from hazards, pollution, etc. attract the migration. Where do we go and migrate for the better place? For what kind of better place we will be searching? There should be a proper water resources. We should get proper water there, and we will be finding for a free area, okay, without any kind of hazards, okay, without any kind of pollution. So, that place will be attracted by the migrants. Migrants is or nothing but those who are migrating from one place to another place. இடம் பெயர்பவர்கள் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஓகேவா? Fine. Next one, B point. Economic cause of migration. Second point is economic cause of migration. Economy is one of the most important cause of human migration from one area to another. Okay. So, economy nothing but we can say money. Okay, money. Various economic causes determine the level and direction of migration. The availability of fertile agricultural land, employment opportunities, development of technology, etc. are some of the economic causes that attract the migration. So, if we are suffering from financial aspect in a particular region, we will tend to go to another place where we get enough money, enough economical life, okay, availability of good employment opportunity, for job opportunity, okay. Only when we work we earn money, okay. Out of that we live a good life, okay. Where do we get fertile land? The people will go for in search of fertile land, okay. Next one, development of good technology, where the place the technology has been improved a lot, okay. In those places the people go and migrate themselves, okay. The mass poverty and unemployment force the people to move out from their native places to places where the better employment opportunities are available. So where we get a better opportunity, we migrate our place, isn't it? Okay. Next, C point, socio-cultural causes of migration. What is socio-cultural causes? Socio-cultural causes also play some roles in process of migration. So even this socio-cultural causes plays a good role, a major role in migration. What is that? Migration of women after marriage. Okay, women when they get married, they are forced to migrate from their parents' house to their another house where they are getting married, isn't it? So on migration associated with pilgrimage, so many old peoples or many religious people, they would like to go for pilgrimage, right? Pilgrimage is nothing but punitha payanam nu solluvaanga, fine. So these kind of things make the people to migrate, okay, socio cultural cause to migrate themselves from one place to another place. D point is demographic causes of migration. Demographic causes of migration. In demographic sense, the population composition like age and sex, overpopulation and underpopulation are major causes of migration. So, overpopulation and underpopulation are the major causes of what? Migration. Okay. It is well known fact that adults are more migratory than any other age groups. Women mostly migrate after their marriage. And generally, overpopulation is considered as a push factor. Okay, overpopulation is considered what? As a push factor. Yes, overpopulation is considered as push factor. Underpopulation is to be considered as pull factor for the context of migration. And the last point in this, political causes of migration. Various political causes like colonization, wars, government policies, etc. have always been playing important role in human migration from time to time. Wars have been one of the significant causes of migration since ancient time. Next, types of, next one is pull factor and push factor. They are explaining in page number 114. You have this. What do they explain in this? Okay, pull factor, push factor. Okay, natural causes in pull factor and push factor we are going to see. What are the natural causes? Least hazard prone zone. Okay, least is less. Here, push factor, hazard prone zone. Okay, next, favorable climate. In pull factor, we will be having what? Favorable climate. Whereas in push factor, we have climate change including extreme weather events. And here, in natural causes, we have in pull factor, abundance of natural resources and minerals. Example, water, oil, uranium. Whereas here, crop failure and scarcity of food. Next one. Next one is economic cause. One is potential for employment is from pull factor, and from push factor, unemployment. Got it? Yes. Next, socio-cultural cause. Social unification. Here, social discrimination. Next is demographic cause. Demographic cause, underpopulation, overpopulation. And political causes, political security, war, civil and unrest, independence and freedom, safety and security concerns, ethnic, religious, racial or cultural persecution, affordable and accessible urban service, example healthcare, education, transport and recreation, etc. Here in push factor, inadequate or limited urban services and infrastructure, example healthcare, education, transport, water and recreation. Yes, we'll just wind up to this, children. Next class will start from types of migration. Thank you and stay safe.